Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Esports Go. I'm Justin Maestas.
And I'm Matt Brown. Justin, Saturday was the last regular season day of Stage 2 in the Overwatch League, and our main highlight today decided who was going to the Stage 2 playoffs.
Philadelphia handled their business on Friday, beating the Valiant 3-2 in a thrilling match. They came in the day with the playoff position, but the Gladiators had an opportunity to jump them.
Yeah, New York and London are in. LA Gladiators have to sweep the Boston Uprising. Here's how it went. The Uprising are on the attack first, and Dreamcatcher is here to win. He gets 2 quick headshots to ensure a quick point A capture for his team. Spitfire goes for the EMP blast to keep the Uprising from capturing point B, but not enough members of the Uprising are hit. Neko is still able to hit his Transcendence and keep his team alive. Moments later, the Uprising are able to hold the point and keep the Gladiators from stalling the round too long. The Uprising with a strong showing on map 1. The Gladiators need an insane push to match the Uprising. Fisher jumps into the building from above to flush the Uprising out. As the Uprising leave the building, Surefour is there to pick up headshots. The plan is working flawlessly, and the Gladiators are on their way to point B. The Uprising's defense is flawed to start. Asher zips around the point and racks up the kills on the defenders. It looks as though the Gladiators are going to wrap up this round with a bright foe, but the Uprising stall is insane! First, it's Striker's Tracer, then it's Gonzo's Primal Raging Winston, and after that, the Gladiators are hit with the Dreamcatcher's Dragon Blade. The Uprising have miraculously defended the point thanks to that trifecta. The Gladiators do not get a second attempt for another 5 minutes in overtime. It's coming down to the wire, but the Uprising gain the upper hand and pull off the defense. The Uprising are up on the first map and play spoiler for the Gladiators' playoff chances. The Uprising will end up winning the match, of course, as well in Saturday a 5th map tiebreaker. The final score, Uprising 3, Gladiators 2. Overall, this was a really good match. It went back and forth. Boston DPSers, Dreamcatcher, and Striker were fantastic. Gamsu showed why he's one of the best Winston players in the league, and the Uprising notched a really good win to end their Stage 2.
Yeah, and as disappointing as it was for a loss for the Gladiators, they still have to feel good about the future. Sure. This squad went from being lost in the middle of the pack to really a real playoff contender. Fisher is literally a beast with his Winston, and the team chemistry is really improving throughout the whole season. And if they can keep it up, they'll really be a contender in Stage 3. Yeah. But on to a team that's not only a contender, but a true favorite. The New York XL have been on fire lately. Since their Week 1 loss to the Spitfire, they have a combined 25-5 map record coming into the match. They faced the LA Valiant, who nearly knocked off the playoff-bound Philadelphia Fusion. All the normal starters were in for New York, so one last battle before their playoff journey begins. After the half, the XL are up 2 maps and only need 1 more map to secure one last victory before the playoffs. The Valiant are on attack once again. They already gained 2 ticks thanks to Agility's air support, but Libero strikes back. He takes out Agility's, then barrages the rest of the Valiant members. Sebayobi keeps the defense going on the ground with some on-point sticky bombs to take out the squishy Valiant back line. The Valiant had one last chance to get a win, but Libero was having none of that. He barrages in the Valiant back line to stop their push. He is killed, but the damage is already done. The XL prevents the Valiant from gaining a single point. The XL attack hits the Valiant fast. They are forced to retreat into a nearby building. Libero hits them above while the rest of the XL hit them from the ground level. The point quickly ticks in the XL's favor, and if you blinked, you probably missed it. The XL win the map 3. They go on to win map 4 as well as secure the 4-0 sweep over the Valiant. Well, that was as quick and dominant of a performance that I've seen in the league so far, and if there was any question if the XL are ready for the playoffs, I think we have our answer. Everyone across the board really had a great match.
Yeah, this was a statement match by the XL, really. They beat a good team with a swift sweep. It's one of those times when a team looks scary, you know, because New York is firing on all cylinders heading into Sunday. All right, moving on, the London Spitfire and their warm-up match before Sunday's tilt, going against the Dallas Fuel, who are looking for more progress off their good performance versus the XL. The Fuel managed to keep it close and are only down one map going into Route 66. If they want to end the Spitfire Stage 2 regular season in a sour note, they need to win this map and of course the tiebreaker map to claim victory. Now the Fuel are on the attack first and Effect starts them off incredibly well. He gets 3 key headshots for an easy push to the first checkpoint. The Spitfire are not able to stop the Fuel's push until the gates of the second checkpoint. The Spitfire come down on the Fuel from above with Prophet leading the charge. The Fuel are forced to regroup. Birdring attempts to get into the back line of the Fuel, but the rest of the Dallas team collapses on him to prevent any kills. The rest of the Spitfire are caught out of position and are forced to concede the checkpoint to the Fuel. The Fuel are fighting it out in overtime. 1 meter away from the finish line, only Seagull and Mickey remain, desperately trying to keep the payload pushing. The reinforcements arrive, but it is too late. The Fuel are left with only 2 points for the round. On the Spitfire's attack now. The Fuel's communication is off, and despite there being 5 Fuel members alive, there is no one directly on the point to prevent it from being pushed. The combined efforts of Birdring and Prophet keep the defending Fuel members nervous and hidden away from the point. The payload is not stopped for this part of the map. Only a few meters remain and the Fuel are scrambling to stall the payload. The focus fire from the Spitfire is incredible though. A deadeye from Prophet seals the deal though. The Spitfire push the payload through to the end and the final score of the match. Spitfire 3, Fuel 1. Alright, so even though Dallas lost, they were able to take a map off London, and it was a solid performance there. We may see that improvement gradually come as they head into Stage 3. But for London, I'm honestly going to say they have to step it up going into Sunday, going into the playoffs, and the XL really set the bar earlier when they 4-0'd the Valiant.
Yeah, it's really going to be exciting. But on a positive note of that match, it was really nice to see the Spitfire go and hug their former teammate Rascal. After they matched, they went up to him, give him a hug, and sometimes we forget that a lot of these guys are really good friends. Yeah. But it's really uplifting to see these guys smile after the match and play a sport that they truly do love. Plus, they get paid for it, so that's always a dream come true.
That is a dream come true for me, too.
Well, now let's talk about the heroes and zeros of the last day of the Overwatch League Stage 2 regular season. My hero is none other than Biobi of the New York XL. They needed a strong performance the day before the Stage 2 finals, and made sure that happened. His Tracer plays were on point.
Speaking of great Tracer plays, Justin, my hero is the Boston Uprising Striker. The Gladiators only needed a strong performance against the Uprising to make it to the playoffs. They did not even win the match today, in part thanks to Striker's plays. He was unstoppable.
And our zeros for today are no one. No, yeah, we're all excited. Regular season is over. Playoffs. They start tonight.
All right, that's it for our Saturday looks. When we come back, Justin and I will break down the Stage 2 playoffs. Stay right here, it's The Go.
Hey, welcome back everybody here to Esports Go. The Stage 2 regular season is now over and the playoff matches have been set. Philadelphia Fusion and London Spitfire will be your semifinals match in a rematch we saw in Week 2. Spitfire won 4-0. But it's a completely new game in the playoffs. London will come in focused and ready to play. Remember, this is the reigning Stage 1 champions, and they have experience winning in one-and-done situations. The coaching staff in the past has done a great job drawing up plays and strategies for the team. Now it's just up for them to execute. Prophet has really stepped up in the playoffs in the past. Will he do it again, or will someone else step up?
Yeah, on the other hand, you could say that Philly is just happy to be in the playoffs, but J2, they're a force to be reckoned with. What a run they've had with Carpe and EQO leading their offense, something that they have had to figure out lately, and they have a 4-match winning streak now. I say they definitely have a chance here.
Yes, they do.
But no matter who wins in the semifinals, we know that they'll face the #1 seed New York Excelsior. Justin, this is a complete team that's tough to beat.
Yeah, and especially since they're going to the match angry. This team was in the same situation last season against the Spitfire, and they had a 2-0 lead, but the Spitfire came back. If vengeance isn't enough to fuel their passion, then how does $100,000 sound?
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I say that's pretty good too. They'll come to play. All the action starts at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Twitch and MLG TV. It's gonna be a fun day.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We're looking forward to it. All right, that's it for us today on Esports Go. ChallengeMedia.tv is the website for all your gaming news.
Also, check us out on our website and Facebook and Twitter as
All
well.
of those, all of those.
All of them. We'll be here all week with your news and highlights. Thank you for watching Esports Go, and we'll see you next time.